Good evening, friends. The music is a little lighthearted for this moment, but here we are, at the top of Vivec's palace. And now is the time for the moment of truth. We will go inside and talk to Lord Vivec himself. What he'll say, I do not know. How this plays out, I do not know. So, without further delay, let's say hello. I do not know how to describe what I am feeling right now, but sheer awe. Vivec. I have many questions, Vivec. Do you have the answers? Like, why is there a flame directly in front of you so that I cannot approach you correctly? Oh, I guess this will work. Well now, what are we waiting for? I expected you. We have business, you and I. Do we now? What business did you have in mind? When I was young like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then later, there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the dissident priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Wake is the incarnate, and Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagoth Ur and the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. Now, I've come this far. For what reason would I not wish this? Either way, do continue, Vivec. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth Ur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it, or break it, as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? I am very confused, Vivec. Very confused. Part of me feels as though this is some sort of trick. And another part of me feels that this is somehow the way it was meant to be all along. I will not fight against you, and I will not question. I will accept Wraithguard, and we will see what comes next. Good. Sensible of you. And now, will you give your oath before all gods and men? Before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagoth Ur and the preservation of Morrowind and its people? It's funny that you should bring up all gods and men. One such as you who defies to be categorized as either, or both at the same time. And also bring up my honor into this. You know how much honor is important to me. But none of that matters, because I know who I am, and I know my purpose. I've come this far, Vivec. It is in my heart, and in my spirit, and in my blood. I have come here to defeat Dagoth Ur. No matter what you say, no matter your tricks or treacheries or goodwill, I do swear to dedicate myself to the defeat and the destruction of Dagoth Ur. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You will now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before... There is a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now, I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions if you like, or you may leave as you wish. But I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave: how to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagoth Ur. Well, Vivec, I do have many questions, and I will not squander this opportunity. But first tell me the truth, Vivec. What happened at Red Mountain? In my library, I have made available 2 conflicting accounts of the events of Red Mountain, my own true account, and another false account, common among the Ashlanders and preserved in the Apocrypha. I don't care whether you believe my account or not. I leave it up to you to judge which is true. I want your trust and willing cooperation. So I've had the priests make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read and take with you. Take a look at them. Help yourself. Which documents are you... What are you referring to? I don't like the weight of your words. I don't like the glint in your eye. I do not trust you, Vivec. But I'm all too confused by this encounter. Go ahead and inform me of what you originally were going to. How to defeat Dagoth Ur. To defeat Dagoth Ur, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Veminal. Then recover the artifact blade Keening from Gate Citadel Odrasal. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth Ur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorkhan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth Ur's connection to the heart, and he will be destroyed, and the blight ended on Morrowind. To destroy Dagoth Ur, you must sever his connection with the heart. To do this, strike the heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once, then strike the heart more than once with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraithguard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Read it. Study it. Commit it to memory. I will neither thank you nor fight you. Dagoth Ur is the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, and a mighty sorcerer and enchanted in life. In his sustained shadow immortality, he appears to be a highly intelligent, severely diluted immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears by turns lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise and profoundly disordered. In short, he is a mad god. Anything else from your wise counsel, Vivec? You need to know? Where is Dagoth Ur? What are Dagoth Ur's plans? Who are Dagoth Ur's servants? Who is Dagoth Ur? What are Dagoth Ur's powers? What is known about Dagoth Ur's defenses? How can I prepare for battle against Dagoth Ur? And who can help? I will hear you out. if only out of curiosity. Dagoth Ur has never ventured out of the Heart Chamber, the place under Red Mountain where the Heart of Lorkhan lies. It is there, or nearby, that he is constructing a new god, a Kulakan, also known as Second Numidium. We know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating Sixth House cultists and victims of dream compulsions, and from our study of Dagoth Ur's actions. The temple scholars and inquisitors have prepared a document, Dagoth Ur's plans, that summarizes what we know or suspect. Take this copy. It is also available in my library. Oh, I see. Now, these are the notes that you were referring to. What are his powers? He is unable to send his mind into the dreams of susceptible victims across vast distances. The victims are either swayed by his compulsions or driven mad. He also seems nearly invulnerable to physical and magical harm. His flesh, and the flesh of his followers, evolves towards a mutable, magical form. Dagoth Ur and the highest ranks can control the distorted manifestations of their flesh. Lower ranks lose control of their bodies and become mindless corpus monsters. Confer with the Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers garrisoning Ghostgate for the latest information about the defenses of the citadels of Dagoth Ur and his Heartweight kin. Chief among his servants are his 7 brothers, the Ash Vampires, powerful Heartwights, and cunning sorcerers of old. These creatures appear to die, but always are revived at the heart. Somehow Dagoth Ur has conferred some portion of his immortality upon them, or perhaps they sustain themselves through more conventional sorcery. Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers stationed at Ghostgate have the most practical knowledge of the nightmare world inside the Ghost Fence. Seek them in my name for counsel and aid. Is that all? Prepare for battle now? Prepare for war. Beyond the Ghost Fence, there are no safe places, no allies. Stockpile resources. Plan for retreat and replenishment. Quest for artifacts of power. There is no need. I am ready. I know it within my being. Is this all? Vivec. Very well then. I guess we will now part ways. Well, friends, this has been a very confusing encounter. I don't know what I think. I think nothing. My mind is blank. I don't know what I feel. I feel the terrible stretch of pain, and yet the terribly strong pull of my destiny. It feels as if the cruel hand of fate has forced me into this. As if there are no other choices. Vivec's words taunt me. But I know that there can be no other way. Perhaps I must bite the bullet and heed his counsel. We must prepare for war. But first, let's return to a friendly face, to someone whose counsel I do trust, whose words are wise, someone who has the ear and the mouth and the message of one even higher than Vivec himself. Nibani Mesa. It's about time I returned to where it all began. Without Caius, you are the only one that I really trust anymore. I don't know if I even trust myself.
Please join me.
Nibani. You have been named Nerevarine by the 4 tribes. You have fulfilled the 5th trial, yeah. Now what? What comes next? I need your counsel. I need your advice. You must go to Red Mountain and defeat Dagoth Ur. Yeah, I know. But I spoke with Lord Vivec. Is there nothing you can say to this? Nothing at all? I thought that you, Nibani, would have insight, counsel, wisdom, and now even you fail me. I am on the 6th trial. He honors blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. What does this mean? I was blind, but Azura's star has guided me through my dreams. Vivec's high priest, Sarioni, has asked to see you when you are Hortator and Nerevarine. Go to him and demand to speak with false god Vivec. I have. Vivec has tried to keep Kagrenac's tools secret, but you will need those tools when you stand before Dagoth Ur. I know. I have already spoke to him. Is your mind's eye blind to what is? Is even your power and your connection to Azura not enough? Am I truly alone now? It seems so. Nibani, I guess that our connection is over. I must go. What can I do now? The way is forth to the mountain over yonder. Viminal is close to the entrance from Kogurun, the tunnel that leads into Red Mountain region. Shall I use the back door? It seems this is fate. If not Nibani's wisdom guides me, something greater does, and yet I do not know what. I must prepare myself, mentally and spiritually.
There is someone watching me, I can tell.
I have the same feeling, friend. Well, I guess next time we will enter Red Mountain and we will take the fight to Dagoth Ur himself. Goodbye, my friends. At least I still have you. Goodbye.